everybody. Welcome to the DNB podcast. Are we episode 8 now?
Oh, I don't know. Don't ask me.
Episode something. I think it's 8, but we'll double check that. My name's Embr, and this is...
Nodus.
Did you notice? And with us is the lovely Oh Lana.
Hey, Lana.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
Doing good. Thanks for coming today to have a
Thank you
chat.
for having me. It's always a pleasure speaking to my two faves.
Oh, stop it.
Too sweet.
What are we talking about today?
Well, I was thinking first thing, you could talk a little bit about yourself for anyone that doesn't know you, just like what you do, what you've been up to, and like your style of music as well.
Yeah, okay. Probably should have thought about this this answer before.
Better off the
but
cuff.
Let's just do it off the cuff. So my name is Oh Lana. I am a drum and bass artist. I have been DJing drum and bass music for going on about 4 years, almost 4 years.
Awesome.
My style is very much deep rollers. I'm a bit of a self-doned queen of the rollers. So
Hey, love it.
So yeah, kind of like minimal rollers, jump up style, deep, dark, dirty. Yeah, I guess that's my best description of my style. Yeah, what else? Played some pretty cool shows. I started DJing like drum and bass mainly as my focus about October 2019. And pretty much since then I've just kind of gone in this direction. I was formerly a house artist as well. I did house and I did garage / like bassline. Yeah, so I had a fun little career there. I played a couple of really good gigs, but I kind of didn't really have a passion for it as much. And yeah, started getting some drum and bass gigs, and that just, yeah, but it really was like what I wanted to pursue.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of been my journey.
How did the switch from house to drum and bass come about?
Yeah, so, like, starting from the beginning, when I first started DJing, I was in love with bassline music, and I really wanted to be a bassline artist, and I didn't really understand that there wasn't, like, a large scene for that in Perth. So, yeah, I wanted to do that, and then I kind of thought, oh, well, there's not much for me to do there, so what's the closest thing to that? Started getting into kind of, like, two-step garage, and I guess, like, bass house, tech house type stuff. And yeah, eventually I kind of just moved into that house domain. I guess when I was at those gigs, there was a lot of people who were like really passionate about house music, and they'd been listening to it for so long, and they really enjoyed finding all these old and new house songs, and I just didn't feel like I was there. The whole time I was listening to drum and bass, I'd always listen to drum and bass, but I was too scared to start DJing it because I thought it was going to be so much harder. So I did open drum and bass night.
It was the Friday night rinse
Friday, yes.
that the sewing room put on.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember I came to that and I heard your set.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this girl's sick.
I remember that. I remember like I saw you right before my set, and I was like, oh my God, that's Embr. Oh my God.
Crazy.
Legit. Like I just remember being in the room and seeing all these people who I look up to and all these people who I'd seen playing at events, and I was like, whoa, they're incredible. And then I was about to play a set, and I was like, shit, I don't know if people are gonna like this style. I don't know if I'm doing it right. And I got a message like right before that gig as well from a friend who was a drum and bass artist, and he was just like, oh yeah, when you're DJing drum and bass you got to do this, this and this, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to do any of those things.
Oh my gosh, just psych you out.
Way to stack on the pressure.
Yeah, literally, like that fully psyched me out. But yeah, went into that set and it was really cool just like watching and just seeing all these people in the front row just fully rinsing, and I was just like, From that gig, that kind of just like ignited me to pursue this direction, I guess. And it's just so fun.
Was
Yeah.
the transition, like you said, you thought drum and bass was going to be harder to mix. Was it harder than house, would you say? Or?
Yeah, yes and no. So typically when I am playing a drum and bass set, if I'm playing for an hour, I'll probably play like between 45 to like 70 songs in an hour, like is a lot more versus house. In an hour of a house set, I'll play like 20, 25.
Yeah.
Because you play the songs through a lot more.
Yeah.
It's not so much about like chopping and changing, but
Yeah.
It's more about like creating a vibe and
yeah, really
smooth
like building
transitions.
it up. Yeah, and even like with your transitions with house music, like people really get on the effects and really, really build on the effects and have a loop going, and then you like take that out and you take that one out, and then you've got the drop of the new track that you have, and not as many like double drops and everything versus like drum and bass. It's moving so much quicker.
Yeah.
I guess you mix it differently as well. So.
Yeah. I've played like one bass house gig.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like I found it weird. I was kind of like, right, what do I do with myself now? Like until I can bring the next one in. Like,
put your hands up.
Literally.
that's it. Like you just have to be a personality, I guess. And like,
I think that's the thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think so too.
Like when you're a house artist, you've got all this time, and I think like you look at all these like big female house artists as well, and they're all like the little like crop top dancing away and like flicking their hair, and like they put their headphones down. Versus drum and bass is like, yeah, you're like sweating, and headphones don't come off.
Double
your head.
chin because you're like looking down and concentrating.
Yeah, every photo is just like,
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the worst for it.
Or you're like frowning, and it's like, nah, I'm really happy. I'm just
I'm
really
happy.
trying to focus.
Yeah.
And I actually can't see too well. It's a bit dark in here.
house gigs are more well lit. Or
I don't know. I think house gigs, like, well, it doesn't matter what you play. Like, you just go through the list and you're like, oh.
You got plenty of time.
controversial.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is a bit controversial. And by that, I meant you had more time to think about it. And also, I guess, like, with house, not as many... Like, I think when I play drum and bass, I double drop almost every song that I play.
Yeah.
House, it's common to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Even in like bassline. So bassline's like, what? For people that don't know, like, how would you describe that sound?
For people who don't know, so the way I used to describe it to people before I was a drum and bass artist is that it was like if house and drum and bass had a baby, because it's very much got similar, I guess, synths and like a similar focus on noise.
Yeah.
I guess, or like whatever the bass drop's gonna be.
Yeah.
Right? And then I forgot where I was going with that.
'Cause to me, it sounds like kind of like bass house and
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. It kind of depends. Like, it's a bit like two-steppy.
Well, it's if house and drum and bass have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good description anyway.
That's,
Yeah.
I think so.
And I guess, like, when you're mixing it as well, like, one thing, like, I guess the trick that I found with a lot of bassline music would be, like the switch at the drop. So you'd have a song going, and then it would say, like, there's a song, and it goes a little something like this. And you'd pull your... new track out for that, like build them up together, pull your new track out, and it goes a little something like this, and then swap the faders, and then you've got that new drop, and so people are like, whoa, oh my
To
gosh.
catch them off guard, like they think they're getting one song, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very much like a bassline style of mixing, I guess.
cool to see the
Yeah,
different
cool.
techniques in the genres. Like
Definitely.
you don't really see that with drum and bass too often.
Yeah. No, I guess not. Yeah, and I guess like something that is interesting about being like a multi-genre DJ is, you've got techniques that you're used to playing at if you're talking about house music at a slower pace, when you translate them over to drum and bass, I don't know, they might work and they might be cool. Some of them don't work at all, but it's kind of cool that you've got like these different different styles that you can bring to different genres.
Yeah, it definitely is like makes it your own like unique kind of style.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
think so too, yeah.
Mad. So, you went to drum and bass and you never turned back.
So far.
Love it. Love to see it. And you're producing drum and bass as well.
Yeah, that's a bit of
Awesome.
a slow journey, but
Of course.
Yeah.
As it is.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Did you study for that at all? Or?
I went to Lab 6 and I did like the 10-week course there. That was last year. And yeah, I kind of like last year got a couple of songs almost there, and I was getting ready to, I guess, feel comfortable sharing them. And then, I don't know, I guess I kind of just like hit a wall, and I didn't really have the drive to want to push myself to finish these songs and actually share the sound with the world either. So I kind of stopped, and I took a break for probably 10 months or so. Started at the end of last year, and I've been working through this year, just doing it in my free time and just learning a lot more. And it, like, I look back on all these old songs and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
if I release those.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Eh?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like you just progress so quickly for the first little while.
Yes.
And it's like if you finish a song and you don't put it out pretty much straight away, if you give it any time, you'd be like, no, I never want that to go out. But
And because you like find the ability to finish a song and you're like, wow, I've finished it, so I can release it. But then when you look into it, there's all these little things and like little elements that are actually like missing from it.
Yeah, because just to be able to finish a song is it's a huge
It's
effort.
huge.
And it's a skill. Like making an idea is one thing, but actually finishing it into a complete song is like really difficult.
Yeah.
It's a whole new game.
Yeah.
So don't feel too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you get there. Like it's really hard.
Yeah, I guess it's not even like I want to be perfect and I want to release these songs that everyone's going to love and they're going to be like on Beatport and I'm going to be signed on my first song. Like, it's not about that. It's about releasing something that I'm comfortable with, and also something that I can play that fits into my style and like, it's my own song. I've thought about making or releasing more like liquid songs or something like a bit more dance floory, but it's not really like my style. So throwing it in my set, I kind of didn't know if that's something that I wanted for at least like my first song or my first couple songs.
well, that's kind of my thing. Like, all the music that I've made is not like music that I play in my sets.
Yeah.
So it's super weird. And like, so when people say, "Are you going to play your new tune?" I'm just like, probably
It's
not.
not.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not that I hate it and I'm not proud of it, but it's not going to fit in with what I want to
Wouldn't fit
play.
the vibe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same with most of my music. It doesn't fit my style of what I play. So it's
Yeah.
And I definitely know what you mean, like particularly like with your music. And it's like, it's a great song. It's it's such a banger. But to play it in your actual set, to play what you want your sound to be like as a DJ, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I guess
It's
if you're
different.
not like, if you're not 100% happy with it, it's almost like the quality difference between all the music you are playing and then you play your song and it's like it's like quiet and just not that good.
Shit snare. And
Just crank up the trim, and double it with something else.
Yeah, that's the trick.
There's a couple times
Mask it.
There's a couple times I've finished an intro in the first drop and I've been like, I'm gonna double it and see if anyone notices. And then I get to it and I'm like, oh no, you're not ready.
Yeah, I've done that before as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all a work in
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah.
And even now, like, there were songs I was working on last year that I felt so comfortable to release and I was so close to actually uploading them. And now when I look back on them, I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I didn't, because what I'm making now is a lot more interesting than what I was making before.
Yeah, cool. And all those songs that you don't release are going to lead you to something good that you eventually do want to release. So it's not wasted.
Definitely.
It's a shame that they didn't get out there, but like, it's all working towards something.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And maybe one day you can come back to it and make it better.
I have tried to do that with a couple.
Yeah.
Because I've got about 94 bar loops that are really good.
90.
Wow.
A lot.
Oh my
I'm like the
God.
queen of, I'm like, okay, today I'm starting a new song. So I open Ableton and I'll start with like a drum pattern. I'll start with making a bass line and I'll do like one of the two, or I'll do them both together. And then I just don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to add anything to it or how to carry it out well. So then I just save it and I go, yeah, I'm going to go back to it. I'll go back to it on the weekend and then never touch it again.
You never do.
It's really good that you got all those 4-bar loops, like, because I think like so once you kind of know what you're doing in Ableton or whatever software, like the next biggest hurdle I think was being able to take a 4-bar loop and make it a song. Like that's a huge thing to accomplish, to be able to do. Like when you eventually do get that, you can go back through all these loops and hopefully make something out of some of them.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that to me as well. They're like, every idea starts with a 4-bar loop, so you just know, like, you just got to extend on that, and you know, you can do a couple things to the 4 bars that you have, change the bass slightly, and then you can build a song off of that. But I guess I just go back in there and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess like if you give it time and you like, say your like musical style has like changed a little bit into the, like in terms of like the music that you're downloading and playing out, you might get inspiration for one of the newer songs when you go back to one of your loops and be like, oh, I can kind of bring that element into it. And
and like you were saying about mixing different genres, like listening to different genres, you get different little hints, tips from how to make it a loop into a song.
Definitely.
And bring in different genre tips.
Yeah, and I guess the further I get in my journey as well, the more I find people who inspire me, and the more, I guess, it's almost like this law of attraction of music that kind of comes to you. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but like if I go back to when I started and I played my first set, I couldn't find enough. Like I couldn't find 40 songs that I felt like sounded exactly what I wanted my set to sound like. And it was like, I'd take these songs and they felt like they were too far out of what I wanted the sound to be. And now it's like, when I'm looking for music, I know exactly the type of thing I'm looking for. And it's like, boop, 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 boop.
You've almost got too much, probably.
Yeah. Like preparing for a set, I've got all this choice, and then I'll go and I'll look for more music, and it's like there's just like fantastic resources to find what the sound I want.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
And then I was going to ask you, what was the last gig that you played, and what was like kind of like the standout points of that gig? Was it Inhibit at the Court?
Yeah, that was my last one. When was that? What?
Maybe like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, okay.
That's the one that Andrew was playing.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, he played after me. Yeah. Benny L and Inja at the Court. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That was a 6 set. Standout moment. I don't know. I guess every like set I've played at the Court, I've kind of played earlier on than that time. So that was a really cool time, and that's always, it was like sort of 5 o'clock-ish. Yeah. That's always been like one of my favorite times at the Court, because you've got everyone kind of there by now and drinking, getting food and socializing, and it just felt it was a really cool atmosphere. Really liked the music I played. Had a fun set. Didn't fuck up. That's always good. I'm such a clumsy gal, so it's always really good when I don't accidentally like smash the fader to the side or something. So
I've accidentally hit the pause button before, and I'm like, damn it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's good.
Have you ever seen that meme and it's like remix? Yeah, I always think of that.
It was intentional.
It was intentional, just for tension in the room.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever like fucked up so bad that you think like, oh shit, everybody heard that?
Oh yeah, I've cut the music completely multiple times.
Oh really?
Yeah, no joke.
Oh my god.
What happens?
I don't think I've ever seen that from you. I don't think I've ever seen you fuck up.
Let's not. Oh,
I don't think.
You definitely have, but you didn't know. So.
Well, if you did, you covered it well.
Thank you. Actually, the last Motive gig that I played was actually like
that was not your fault.
Problematic gig I've played in a long time.
Yeah.
That was not your fault.
That was technical difficulties. And you handled that very well. So
yeah.
That was very interesting. Played back to back with SK, and it was a challenge, and almost every time I touched the decks, every song I loaded was when the problem started.
Yeah.
And Sam was just like, and at the end he was like, it was all your songs, and I was just like, he was also like so drunk as well, and I was like, oh, see, if it was him, it would have been played off better, at least.
You
but
had the cursed songs.
Yeah, I literally did.
Damn. No, it was the fucking link box. The power wasn't getting to it properly.
We
so
had the link box plugged into a power board that was plugged into another power board and maybe plugged into an extension cable.
Yeah.
So everything just
brains.
kept emergency looping, and it was traumatizing for Oh Lana, and I'm very sorry.
Oh, man. And because it was so funny, I messaged you guys just before that. I messaged him and I go, I just want to let you know, like, I played at Retrobite last weekend, and there was a bunch of technical
Protocode.
there's a bunch of technical difficulties. It was pretty scarring. So, and I was like, just letting you know, and I was like, yep, we check everything thoroughly.
We did.
Yeah.
And the first set of the night, or the first two, there was no issues.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but we've learned our lesson now.
It's not
Link
your
box
fault.
has to be plugged directly into the power.
Yeah.
One power board.
Oh, well.
No more extensions.
Not two power boards and an extension cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, shit happens.
It does.
And I guess, like you said, it's how you recover from it. I've played, like, my first ever set, the decks. Someone had, like, just before, someone had spilt a drink on the decks.
Oh my god.
So they cleaned
God.
them up. They had, like, an intermission. They cleaned them up. And then, I don't even know, like, because I was so new as well. I didn't know how to control the things that were happening.
Yeah.
And I think it was like, you know, on a CDJ where you can click the vinyl slash the CDJ button.
I know what you're going to say.
And it goes like...
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you do that, like when someone's got that and you pause it in your headphone, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Well, for some reason, I'm pretty sure that got triggered whilst a song was playing. And it, like, I didn't press pause, it just got triggered for whatever reason.
Sure.
So it went like, and then I was like, whoa. And then I hit play and just like swapped my faders. And apparently everyone was like, oh, that sounded like it was meant to happen. Like it sounded really cool.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, okay, wasn't meant to. Went to drop my last track, and it was the track that was like, track had meaning to me, and I really wanted to include it in my set, and the play pause button wouldn't work, and I couldn't get it to play. And I literally, there was someone behind me, and I was like, help me.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do.
I suppose you could have just held the cue button down for the whole song.
I could have. Now that I think about it, but I think I was so panicked.
Yeah, you
And
don't think about that stuff in the moment. Like,
And if you're having to hold a cue button down the whole time, how are you going to do anything else?
it's not a good fix, really.
And you know,
I mean,
sometimes,
you can, but it would be difficult.
sometimes cue buttons are really sticky as well, and you'll tap cue and then go to tap play, and the cue button's fucked. So then you kind of miss a beat when you do that.
Some like venues and stuff just don't service their gear enough.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I know.
It makes it really fucking hard for the DJs sometimes.
It definitely
but
does.
that grows you as a DJ. Like if you deal with shit like that, like a gig where everything's working, it's going to be a breeze.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, honestly, like I feel like in the beginning I did make so many more fuck ups than I ever intended to, more fuck ups than at home, and like you guys know this, but I never really intended to have a career as DJing. Like I never intended to do anything more than just being a bedroom DJ, and I guess I never had thought how to be equipped to deal with these situations. So going there in my first couple of sets, which were like a pretty big deal to me, and making these like massive fuck ups, really grew me. And I guess now, probably play like 95% well.
Yeah. I think it kind of like carries over into like everything else in life as well. Like if you can handle fucking up in front of people and just being okay with it and being able to recover and laugh it off or whatever, that just helps you with everything else in life. Like if I don't know, I can't even think of an example.
Like if you like, kind of embarrass yourself a little bit in public, you're just like, oh, whatever. Like I'm used to being embarrassed.
I'm used to fucking up.
Or
my
like,
life is a fuck up.
if you fuck something up like at work and someone gives you like feedback, I feel like you'll be better at taking it because
it grows you as a person. You get used to people being like,
humbled.
oh, you fucked up.
And like something I don't know if it's like talked about all that much, but performing, and even though you're not talking, singing, I guess showing your face too much, it's quite a daunting and like it's a daunting thing, and you've really got your heart on your sleeve. Like you're playing music that you love, yet you think people want to hear, and that doesn't always get executed correctly. And that's not anything that's like so much in your control. But
like if they don't like the music, there's not much you can do about it if that's what you're there to play.
Exactly. And like I've been booked for a certain like subgenre type of gig, and when I've been playing, I've noticed that, I don't know, it doesn't seem like anyone's really vibing it. You test the waters and you play a song that's a bit more heavy or a bit more light, and people are liking that, but then you're like, but that's not what I'm here to play, and that's not what I want to play as much, I guess.
It's a bit of a struggle, like if you like to play deep rollers, which I like to play a little bit as well, and you've got a crowd that reacts better to the heavy stuff. Especially if it's an early set, you're like, I can't really go that heavy right now. I'm kind of playing to my time slot, and this is what I like to play anyway. You kind of just have to do your thing and play it out and hope it goes not too bad.
And that can be like a little bit, I don't know, like shit for yourself as well, because you're like, oh, but like I want to play like this. I want to play my style, but like, I don't know. There's like from a punter's perspective, me thinking about too many words. It's so much more enjoyable when you're at a gig and you've got someone who like really plays well to their time slot, and that's my opinion, but you know, say you're like playing a drum and bass day party with Inhibit at the Court, when you're there early and you've got someone who's playing the right vibes, and you've got someone who's playing like, ooh, it's some nice like summery like rollers or liquid, or like some less like upbeat dance floor or something like that. It's just like, it's so, it creates a vibe. And then you've got your next person, they're playing like slightly more heavy. I don't know, I think that's way more enjoyable than someone who walks out playing Noisia. And
because it's like, if you start at this point and there's only like so much further you can go, like it's just going to be like a whole day or a whole night of the same kind of intensity,
the same energy,
and that will get quite repetitive,
just exhausting
pretty quickly. Exhausting.
And especially if you're like, my favorite sort of time of the Court is between like I say like 5 2 till sort of 6 is where I have the most fun, because it's like if the DJ's playing the right stuff, it's just such a vibe.
Exactly.
So I've definitely been there before when someone's like second up or whatever, and they're playing noisy, and you're just like, okay, I'm just trying to enjoy some pizza here.
And you're not like at 3 o'clock, you don't want to hear that because you're not in that mood yet. You know, by the time you get to the headliner, you're ready to hear the heavy hitters, and even like the person before and everything like that. It's nice to hear the heavy hitters, but I don't know. I don't think it's intended to be 8 hours of full on bam, banger after banger, and it's just.
Unless you're going to a protocode gig, because that's what they do. They tell you go as hard as you want. From as early as you want, and that's fine. If that, some people love that. I mean,
that's true. Like when I played protocode this year, the VO Uprising gig. That was definitely like the heaviest music I've ever played, and those are all those are all the songs that I never thought that I would ever get an opportunity to play in one of my sets. So in a way, it was like epic actually getting.
What time were you on?
I was on, I think 10 to 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Or 9.
So you can
10 to 11 probably. Probably like 2-3 people before me, and that was cool because there's like. What's that one song? I taste metal, I taste blood. That one. Yeah, that is like, I've always loved that song. Drum, sound, bassline, Smith, I think.
Yeah. Is it just called Metal? Or like...
Metal or Blood or
something like that.
Yeah, I've always like loved that song and like some Tantrum Desire songs. Never been able to play them, so to be able to like smash them out, that was super cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
And that's the vibe of the event. Like, I also think like knowing your event is important as well. Like knowing what you're being hired for. I think that's part of being an artist. Yeah,
because that's very much Protocode's thing, and they've been pretty clear about it. Like they just like play what you want, regardless of the time slot. And a lot of their, like I think all of their events have started quite late anyway.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to worry about the whole like daytime thing. Like it starts at like 9 or 10. So
yeah.
I feel like it past like 10, you can pretty much do what you want.
Yeah. But depending on the
on the gig,
the event,
like
I quite like some of the Sunday sessions that we did where we'd have like it would kind of go like this in the like the energy,
like drum and bass, and then a house artist, and then more drum and bass, and then liquid, and
and then like there'd be
mind you, we were there like for like 9 or 10 hours. So we like like a bit of the ebb and flow.
We needed that. Or it would get stale.
And like even though I'm saying that, I don't know, it's nice when people build the energy. There's nothing wrong with like stepping up like that in your set, and like you get to a certain level and you work your way back down to introduce your next person. I guess like that's something that I like doing. I like to have like a peak in my set, structure it so that I have some heavy hitters in the middle, and then like kind of lead down, like especially if I know I'm playing like a bit on the heavier side and the person after me might not be playing rollers or jump up or something like that.
Yes. Pretty nice and courteous thing to do.
Yeah.
Bring it back down for them.
Yeah, well, I also just think that, it's another thing to do with energy. Like I tend to always start off with a song I like, but a song that's probably like leads into it, and I don't know. I think that's a bit more enjoyable than just like smashing out a heavy song and heavy, and there's no breathe room, and there's no time for people to like sip their water or their vodka Red Bull.
That's it.
The impact of those heavy tunes kind of gets lost as well when it's just like balls to the wall.
Yes.
One after the other.
Yes.
At least for me anyway. Like 5 or 6 tunes at a time and then bring it down. Yeah.
Then you have two.
It's all personal preference.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it. Like, that's part of being an artist, is I'm not here to be like anybody else. Like, I want to play a set, with respect to like the time slot you're playing, the promotion company you're playing for and everything, but I want to play a set that like screams Oh Lana, or like you can tell who's playing without even looking type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a good thing to aim for. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So there's a few other topics that I wanted to touch on today.
Yes.
So a big thing that we have had to experience is being a female in drum and bass, or being a female in the music industry.
Yeah.
And I guess like the challenges that have come with that.
Yeah.
There are some benefits, I think, as well. Like
100%, yeah.
We do get opportunities as well. So how have you found being a female in the drum and bass scene, and like comparing it also to the house scene?
Yeah. I guess like touching on like other genres or a house scene, when I started out, there was a lot of like really good females in the house scene. So it wasn't so much like I felt I had to find a place there type of thing. And I guess it didn't feel so different. It kind of just felt like, oh yeah, like I'm just a female who's a DJ type of thing.
Yeah.
When I started DJing drum and bass, there wasn't as many females doing it at the time as there is now.
Yeah.
And I guess puppies. And I guess like I kind of like finding the way, navigating through that was definitely like interesting at the beginning. Like you said, it has its benefits for sure. Like you can't deny that. There's definitely like opportunities that would be given to myself and also to you purely because we are female, and while that's like not necessarily like what we want, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely can say I've been given opportunities because I'm a female. Saying that, it's like I don't really want to be the token female on a lineup.
Yeah, of course.
Type of thing. I don't want to be any more special than someone else because of my gender and because I'm a female doing it. There's a lot of comments that come out from people that are actually inappropriate. Not intentionally inappropriate, but the way that they're delivered. Oh, some of them are intentionally.
Yeah.
You guys know you guys know the story, but of a promoter we don't talk about, who said you play pretty good for a girl.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
I mean,
like, think about someone saying that to you, Hartley. Like, oh, you play good for a guy.
It's believable from this person.
Yeah.
But like in general, it's not okay. It's so not okay.
Just so bizarre, because it's like when you're up there, nothing about it is about your gender or sexuality or anything. You're just playing music.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah.
And it just shows like his like just how he views men and women in general. Like the fact that you had to say that because you think that men should be inherently better. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And like I never started DJing to be a female DJ. Like I never started DJing drum and bass to be a female drum and bass DJ. Like it's just something that kind of like, like I don't know what your way around it is, like what the answer there is, because you've got people trying to be inclusive and this dog is.
I'm actually going to quickly
tell her. Yeah, it's always about this mark where we have to tell them off.
They've been nice only for
they've been really good
so
at
long.
just laying down at our feet for a while.
Oh, well.
I have to ruin it. Come on. Billy. It's a good thing this show isn't live.
Oh, imagine if it was. Maybe eventually.
Yeah, when they're a little bit less annoying. Oh, mind
Well,
you,
we'll have
a
the
baby.
studio at the back by then.
You
The
can come up.
dogs will be confined to the house, so we won't hear them.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Well, what we should do is confine them to the shed while we're doing it in here.
Yeah, that's the idea. You won't hear them bark.
They'll eat some insulation shit.
Oh, some rat poison or something.
Yeah.
Don't you
Trigger.
eat the rat poison, please.
They're
Yeah,
dumb.
please don't.
They totally would eat stuff like that. Billy eats grass and then makes herself throw up. And it's like,
then
and
eats
she
the
keep,
throw up.
and it's the most disgusting thing. I can't handle it.
I love pets, but at the same time, sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. Like
Why?
you would not survive in the wild.
No, there's no chance. This little standing dog.
Billy,
Oh,
why is she barking at you?
I don't know.
She's sitting up on her butt.
Yeah, maybe because I made fun of her being a standing dog.
Billy, come here.
You are
She's gonna be
a
good.
funny little meerkat dog.
She really is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
I think they're settled.
quick little break there.
Yeah, so that was really
Do we
loud.
want to continue on or start over with that?
Well, I think we're up to
You were saying
how
yeah, go on, sorry.
the lineups. People are actively trying to make them more like inclusive and equal now, but there's also kind of like you're trying not to pick the token female thing as well. Like you got
Yeah.
to kind of toe the line.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like it's a fine line. Like
Yeah.
definitely like when I look at lineups and knowing how many incredibly talented female DJs that we've got in Perth, when you look at lineups and you see that there's only guys, you are a bit like, but why? Like obviously it's not intentional, but it's like, oh, okay, well then, all right.
Yeah.
It's not super appealing. But then like that's one side of it. But then at the same time you're like, but I don't want to be selected because I'm female. I want to be selected because I'm talented. I want to be selected because you think that I'm going to bring a vibe and
Yeah. Or like my style is going to suit this night or this event.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's tough when you're picking a lineup. So we've done it before,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and you're like, this is all guys. Like, is that okay?
Yeah.
Should we try and get a female in? But then it's like, we're only getting her on because she's a female. Like,
I think we've only had like 2 events in total out of all of them where it's been all guys.
Yeah. I think one of those was like my Nodus and Friends show, and it was like yours was all female and mine was. I think that's just a coincidence.
But it wasn't marketed that way.
No.
Yeah. So the thing was, we wanted it to be for Embr and Friends to be all girls.
He wants to come in too.
Oh, come here, puppy.
Yeah, we wanted that one to be all girls without marketing it as that, and then you just picked your mates.
Yeah.
That's like yeah.
But most of the time we've got a girl on the lineup or like a few girls. The next one that we've got planned, I think, is majority girls.
See, that's epic. That's cool.
1, 2. I think there's like 7 people in the lineup. 2 of them are guys.
Yeah, right. And
it wasn't like an active. It wasn't like an active choice to be like, I'm going to pick majority girls, but it was just like, it just kind of happened.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're not going to market it as all-female lineup.
Yeah.
Or do a block-to-block.
Oh, my God.
Wet T-shirt contest.
Wet T-shirt, DNB DJs.
Oh, my God.
Like, way to get cancelled.
Yeah.
That, don't you reckon?
Oh,
that was like so dumb. And I still don't like block-to-block. Like, I think it's their profile picture for block to block. It's this one dude with like 4 girls around him, or like crop
banner.
tops, and that dude with like Kaz and Indica, and I don't know the other girls, but it's just such a cringy picture.
Yeah,
it's like he's trying to compensate and be like, look, I'm all about the girls, but like you're sexualizing them, so like you're not really you're not really making your point.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about these kind of topics,
might let the puppy down.
Yeah, God.
He'll get over it.
Oh, he might not want to go down. That's all right.
You just kick him off.
Do whatever you want. He'll figure it out.
He's pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
So,
speaking about,
for anyone who doesn't know, I sent a link to Miss Oh Lana about a plugin that has recently come out. So it's like, I don't actually know what the actual plugin does. I think it might be a distortion plugin, but
I think you said it was distortion.
Yeah. On the face of it is this like hentai girl, and the more like parameters you change, the more clothing comes off until she's eventually topless. It's this like hentai cartoon with giant boobs, and it's just like a little bit gross and a bit misogynistic. And I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, okay. I guess like this is another thing that I guess kind of mixed opinions, I'd say, because looking at it, it kind of reminds me of like, do you guys know sausage fattener? Mm-hmm. So like sausage fattener, you turn up the drive and the sausage gets like, I think it gets more angry. It gets like being angry or whatever. So in a way, like I kind of feel like that they were kind of going for a similar thing. How they did it, shitty, but at the same time, sex sells. It's it's probably doing fabulously from
that's true
sales point of view.
I have to say, when I first saw it, I was like, that's funny, and then sort of like. Explain. I was like, actually, that's kind of douchey. Like,
like how many girls are gonna go buy that plugin?
And it's just sexualizing it for no reason. Like,
for no reason.
Really, again, like making like music's kind of got nothing to do with your sexuality or whatever. Yeah. So like, why bring that into it?
I think as much as everyone tries to steer away from sexualizing females in the music industry, it has a history and a culture. And it's never going to be any different.
It's never going away for sure. Like it's
little opportunities like that. It's getting better, but little opportunities like that kind of just, it's shit. But even if there was a petition to take this down and to get everyone to uninstall it, it wouldn't happen. No. There's going to be something else that follows. You know, it's definitely unfortunate.
Yeah.
And like uncomfortable for a lot of people, not just for females, but yeah.
That's the world we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I guess like the first kind of thing that popped into my head is like the guys that created this plugin, did they just think there is no female producers out there? Like,
yeah.
Like obviously they're thinking target audience guys. It's only guys that produce, right? Like were they just that kind of tunnel visioned, or do they just know that I guess the majority of producers are probably male?
Do you know, I didn't actually even think about it like that, but yeah, maybe. Fair enough, but at the same time, not fair enough for them, but like fair enough that, yeah, I get what you mean, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of just like they could have done something like it, but not it. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah, they could have been anything.
Yeah, it could have been a plugin about a female in a different way, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you turn up the drive and her like hair and makeup gets more and more extravagant. I don't know.
Hands in the air or something like that. Like it could have been something based on a person.
Yeah.
It could have even been something based on anime that wasn't sexualized, but sex sells. So
Could have even done like a male and female version. I mean, not that I want to see a plugin with a guy whose dick just gets bigger, but you know, like to
sausage
make it
fattener.
Exactly to make it more balanced.
You just like that's the brain of people in the music industry. Sausage fattener. You just literally textbook created it. Unintentionally. How dumb are we? But yeah, I don't know. It definitely feels like it's not really like creating an inclusive environment by releasing stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, is there going to be a female that buys that? Why are we releasing something that's pornographic whilst for someone who's composing or producing?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I wonder if they came up with the plugin for, I wonder if it's an actually good plugin, or if they just came up with it because it's like the gimmick, and then just made a plugin to kind of suit it.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to find that out.
Billy's just like looking really cute right now with her head back.
She does look really cute.
She's such a mama's girl.
She is.
Fair enough, though. Because Trigger's just like, I like everybody, and everything's great.
Harley is his favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got
Unless
that
there's a visitor.
bromance.
If there's a visitor is the favourite.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, no, Nana prevails all.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Nana's the favourite.
My mum, I just love her so much.
She
She's the best person in the world.
Oh, cute.
Another controversial topic. So we
love controversy.
we do.
Hit me with it.
Let's get right into it. We were talking recently about people that hang out in the green room. So everybody knows that one person or a handful of people that always hang out in the green room at the events. Sometimes they're playing, sometimes they're not playing, but they get in there anyway, and just spend ages in there.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Yeah. Controversy, but if, like, I don't know. I get it so at the moment in our green rooms at gigs, there's, like, at the court, for example, there was AMC, there was Inja, there was Benny L, there was El Hornet, there was What's So Not, there was, you know, like, list goes on. There was just a bunch of people. People like that, I kind of understand why they are in the green room and why they're always on the guest list type of thing. But I guess when you've got, like, locals that literally just fester in the green rooms and they're not playing the gig, in a way it kind of takes away from, like, it being a special thing. And this is, like, no hate to anyone who regularly does it, but it takes away from it being a special thing, and it kind of gives a very, like, clique mentality that this person are they supporting the event? Like, are they always on the guest list and they're just always in the guest list, always hanging in the green room? They're always just going to have their own little clique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there are some people that like you know that they always go to the events and they support the scene, and you see them in the green room and it's like you just expect them to be there. But then there's other people that, you know, have like weaseled their way into the green room and they really annoy me. And they like take the free drinks as well when they're not playing.
Yeah.
And like harass, like if there's an international, they harass the international. And
yeah.
Because like you say, like
That's
there's
annoying.
big international artists, like they're probably hanging out there because they can just sit there and
Yeah.
have a chat without people coming up to them disturbing
Yeah.
them.
So,
And
like,
that's,
escape.
that's fair enough, yeah.
And that's fair enough. And like, there's some people that are just automatically included on every guest list. And yeah, fair enough. Like, they don't. And also at the same time, like, they might be going like just them, and the only people they know is the promoter and the other artist type of thing. So yeah, that's fair enough. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit cliquey.
yeah.
Like, and I guess another thing that you kind of wonder is like, are they actually there to support the event? Like, are they, like, did they buy their ticket?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, are they out there?
They're at least buying
socializing?
drinks or something.
Yeah, they're buying drinks. Are they,
Just
there
chasing
for
some
that?
clout.
Or are they chasing clout?
Yeah.
Are they hanging in the green room to, I guess, like, meet these internationals, promote themselves? It's all networking at the same time, though, so...
Yeah. It's a fine line.
Yeah, kind of get it in a way. Like I said, no hate to people that do it. It's just
of course
my
not.
opinion. Like, if I was one of those people, I'd want someone to like call me out and be like, "Oh, girl, what you doing? Taking all those free drinks, living there like you're Paris Hilton." Like,
That's the bone that I have to pick with people. If you're in the green room, you're not playing, don't take the free drinks. Like, they're for the artists.
Yeah.
Like, there's been gigs that I've been playing, and by the time I get to the green room,
there's nothing left.
there's no drinks, or I got one at the start of the night and then I come back and they're gone. It's like, I'm actually playing this event. This was for me and the other people in the lineup. Like, you know?
You know what I also hate? When you walk into the green room and you're by yourself and you're just like, just go to like put your bag down or get a drink. And there's always that one person that looks at you like you're lost. You know? It's either, it might be the security, it might be another DJ, but there's always someone that gives you the up and down. And it's like,
Who the fuck are you?
literally, I'm on that like on that banner.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just on the stage. Don't look at me like that.
Just because you're ignorant. I don't think I've ever had that. Usually when I go into a green room, I'm with you. So, like, I'm never really by myself.
It's not that nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've never had that either.
Oh, maybe it's in my head.
Could be.
Don't know.
I like the green room's a nice place to escape for a little while and
For
just
sure.
chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Relax your
the real
ears.
fun is out in the party, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the dance floor
Definitely.
or whatever.
Yeah.
For me anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, like we were talking before this about kind of like, out on the dance floor and the culture and people are hanging around and all that. I agree with you. Like it's good to have that like green room break. Like it's a nice luxury to have.
Yeah.
And it definitely is a luxury. Give your ear holes a break.
Yeah.
Ear holes.
Your listen holes.
Them old things, but to give them like a break and you can drink and you relax and you can talk to some people and then that's it, and then you go back out and you meet people and talk to people you know and have a boog.
Little boog.
Little boog.
Little G.
Little jig. Yeah.
So more on being a female in drum and bass. Do you feel safe at most events in Perth, like drum and bass events? Do you ever feel like, I don't know, because like at the last event at the court, I posted something on Facebook about it because it really bugged me, but this dude went to walk, like kind of squeezed past me and he like fully grabbed my hips.
No.
And it was all over so quick, but like, because Harley was like kind of behind me. And so at first I just thought it was him.
Yeah.
And then I saw the guy come past, and Harley was like a bit further back, and that's when I realized it was the other dude.
Yeah.
And it really fucking annoyed me, and I literally like shouted at him. I was like, what the fuck, don't touch me. And like, because it's like, it's so loud at the court, he didn't hear me.
Yeah.
But I like shouted at him, don't fucking touch me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a super common problem, but like it does happen.
I think it is a super common problem, but like,
I mean, for me, I don't think it has been a super common problem because I'm like usually with Harley, but like for a lot of girls, if they're not there with a partner or if they're single, it's probably more prevalent.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it like, I don't think it's specifically like a female DJ thing. I think it's a female in nightlife.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know about like other places than Perth, but like in Perth, I've definitely experienced people like crossing over those lines. And one of like the most like notable things that happened is I was about to play a set, and I was like standing right near the stage. And I was wearing a top that had like a Home Alone face on it, like the kid from Home Alone's face. And this guy walked up to me and he just grabbed my top. And I was like, whoa. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I was so taken back. And then I pushed him, and he's like, no, like, I love your shirt. And then he went and did it again. And I was like, get the fuck off of me. Like, what part of that do you not understand? And then he goes, no, but I just really like your shirt. And like, as that whole interaction happened, I literally stepped up onto stage, and I had to like collect myself and play a set. And I was just like, I was so shaken. And I was just like, the whole time I felt so uncomfortable.
I'd have been burning with rage.
Yeah, like I was angry, and I was just like upset that, like someone like, I don't know, and just did that like right before I was supposed to have like this moment and share like my music and everything. Yeah. I actually messaged the person who was playing after me, and I asked them to start early so I can leave, and I just left straight from there. I was really turned off of going out for a moment there. Yeah, and I think things like that are quite common. Guys that grab your hips, guys that grab your shoulders, guys that pick you up, stuff like that when you're in the crowd. Things that people say as well. Like, I don't know why people think that it's appropriate to say some things to you, thinking, I don't know, because you're like an artist, you're this type of person that you're okay with that. Yeah. Or that you are about that life as well, because you've got this, I guess, personality people think you have. Yeah. So I found, like in my personal experience, there has been a couple of like shit things like that, and like really, like even in the drum and bass scene, there is a couple people that are like particularly very creepy, and people who've been banned. Yep. Stu.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. He made me feel. Yeah. Literally, I was like, just before he was like banned, I was like lying in bed at night, literally scared of him, because like he was like messaging me on Facebook. Yeah. And whenever I'd see him at events, he'd come up to me, and then he tried to like start a fight with Harley, and I was like literally scared of him, and I went and got a form to get a restraining order, and I almost did it, and then he got banned from the events, and I was like,
haven't seen
it happens.
Since,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, people like that who intentionally make you uncomfortable.
They just have no like, I don't know, part of their brain that makes them realise this isn't okay.
Like no filter.
Yeah.
It's even if they have a filter normally, it's like they're drunk or whatever. So
it's still not an excuse.
Absolutely not. People say like, oh, you know, they're
like
probably drunk, or like, you know, it happens at gigs. It's like, well, it doesn't mean it should. Like, it's just because you're drunk. Like, it's no excuse. And that just shows, like, you know, what is that you like saying? I used to say it all the time when I was a teenager. Like drunk words are sober thoughts. Yeah. So it's like who you are as when you're drunk is just kind of you uncut.
But like magnified as well.
Magnified as well. Yeah. So it's like you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely been people in the scene that I like had Facebook conversation with them or something in the past, or just had like a chat with them and they're really nice, and then you see them on another occasion when they're drunk or fucked up in some way, and you're like, you're like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit harder to like put on an act or like put on a front in person, especially if you're drunk as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over Messenger, you can kind of make yourself look like a different person.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
yeah.
Online, a lot of people look a different way, and
Yeah, the like weirdest and most uncomfortable experience that I've had in the drum and bass scene was at the sewing room. This was, I think it was when you were really sick, and I think it was maybe document 1. It was something at the sewing room and you weren't there for some reason, and I was there with Jeremy and a couple of other people, and I got stuck talking to someone outside in the alleyway, and Jeremy and that were like, "Oh, we'll meet you inside," and I was like, I was intending to go in a second, but conversation with this person just kept going, and then I was sitting down on like one of the pot plants, like sitting on the edge of it, and this dude just came along, like dropped down to his knees right in front of me and rested his head on my lap and wrapped his arms around me really tight, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck, get off me. And I was like pushing him, but he was like locked in, and I was like, dude, get off me. And he's like, he just kind of like lifted his head up and he's like, it's all right, I'm just gonna lie here for a second. I was like, no, you're fucking not, get off me. And I was like not taking any shit, and I was like really trying to get him off me, and still wouldn't let go, was like locked on. And then I can't remember who it was, but some guy who I don't think I really knew at the time came over, and just kind of like grabbed the guy's shoulder and was like, hey man, like just come over here, have a chat with me. He didn't know the guy, but like you could see I was like uncomfortable, and he like ended up getting him off me, and I was just like, holy shit, that was really uncomfortable, because his head was like right in my lap, and it's like, that's not okay, like don't like it, and like physically could not get him off me, and he was like on a lot of MD or something, because his eyes are like rolling in the back of his head. So it's like kind of even scarier, because it's like,
well, that was like the same with this guy that happened to me, is that in his mind, like this guy, he's probably thinking like, oh, I'm just giving this girl a hug, she looks like a huggable person. Like in this guy's mind, he was probably like, he was definitely fucked, but he was probably just like, oh, it's a cool shirt, like I want to touch the shirt, not thinking like, I'm sexually assaulting someone right now. You know, like not making excuses for them, but it's also just like, fuck. Some people just can't handle it.
All the like sort of normal filters just kind of break away when that fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think like on the whole, I feel safe at most drum and bass events in Perth. I feel like there's always going to be creeps and weirdos, but I feel like if I go to security or if I go to the promoter, they'll help me. And I feel like a lot of the guys in the scene will help me as well. Like if I turn to like someone that I know, if I'm having trouble like with the other dude, I feel confident that they'll help me. And I feel like a lot of the guys are good and would just help any girl anyway. For the most part.
I think all like what we're talking about now is kind of over an extended period of time. Like generally, generally everyone is pretty respectful and nice.
For the most part. And like Em was saying, that there is a lot of people in the scene now that what's up? There's like a lot of people I know that would support me, and like if they saw me looking uncomfortable would come up and be like, hey, how you going, or like engage in conversation, try and get someone away or whatever.
I think it's important to encourage people to do that, like step in and say something. If you see something, say something. Because
that's why I think it's really important to make these posts in Perth Drum and Bass and like to share these stories, because it's like guys just like they so don't see it the same way that we do. Like there was a girl, it was like a few months ago now, but she was like, she posted in Perth Drum and Bass, I'm selling this ticket because my friend's not going anymore, and all these people came in and started like like peer pressuring her.
It was like a big international show, wasn't it? And they're like, you're not going to miss so-and-so.
Yeah. And she was getting a lot of peer pressure on the post, saying like, why don't you just go? Like, you meant to go to make friends. Like, that's what drum and bass is all about.
Yeah.
And I came in and I was like, just hold on a fucking second. Like, as a male, you don't understand what it's like going out as a female. Like,
and that was right after there was
the murder in the UK.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people very uncomfortable.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I said,
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like when things like that happen to you, or when someone makes you uncomfortable, if you know that someone who makes you uncomfortable is going to be somewhere, it doesn't make you feel comfortable leaving the house. Yeah. Or like putting yourself back in these atmospheres. And it's great when there's people there, like when there's, I guess, like when men are an ally. And when they can recognize that. I know what you're talking about with that particular situation, and that's not fair. Yeah, it's like at the same time not a female thing. It's not fair to do that to even to do it to a guy.
If someone doesn't want to go to an event, they don't want to go to an event. Just like let it go.
It's not a big deal.
But I think like it's good to like to just talk about these things every now and then and just remind guys, like, you know, it's not easy for us sometimes, like, and it can be a bit scary. So just look out for your mates, look out for the girls around you. Like if you see someone being a creep, step in if you can. Yeah.
And like you were saying before, I think things are getting better. Like I think that a lot of the conversations that have been had on public forums about inclusivity, like even drum and bass ones, they have had a positive impact on things going forward. Things are getting better. Things are getting more inclusive without that word even being mentioned. And that's really cool.
Yeah. I think like we're moving in the right direction. Yeah. And there's always going to be shit people. But
these things being addressed, like how you addressed what happened at the court, makes people aware. Opens the conversation. Yeah,
because I guess there might even be some guys out there that thought that was okay.
There literally was.
There literally was people in that thread.
Okay, good.
And we were arguing with them.
Every comment.
Because there's a couple of guys that tried to justify it, saying like, oh, you know, if you place your hands...
I will do that to a guy. Like.
Yeah, and there's this one dude who was like, you know, I placed my hands on their hips so that they know that I'm around them. I place myself around them is like what he said. I was like, listen to how fucking creepy that sounds. Like no one wants some big strange guy around them. Ever. Like
imagine you're at Coles and someone does that to you.
That's not gonna fucking happen. Like
imagine you being a guy, you're just shopping for your bananas and then there's someone behind you.
Grab it by the hips.
Grapples you.
Oh, I'm just passing you.
I'm just passing to get to the potato. You'd be like, absolutely the fuck not. Take your hands off.
Get the fuck off.
So in a rave, don't do that.
Why is it any different? Exactly.
Yeah. But
so dumb. So dumb.
He looks so cute right now.
He really wants to be with you, but there's no room on your lap.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
She's all pretzeled up.
Honestly. Just peaceful, let it happen, sugar.
You're going to get a few hours of peace out of her every day.
So let's enjoy it.
Yeah, she's like a ferret.
Crackhead.
Crackhead ferret,
Should say that today. She's like a crackhead.
Yeah.
You're like, that is the most perfect description.
Yeah.
Trigger.
She has crazy bursts of energy and she shakes sometimes, so.
Is she part Chihuahua?
No. No,
just Jack Russell.
She's
that's fair enough then.
highly strung. Yeah. She's highly strung.
Aren't we all?
A little bit. Yeah.
Well, I think we touched on a lot of stuff today. But I did have a couple of quick questions.
Yep.
Just like
speed round.
First thing that pops into your head. Don't think about it too much.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let me get some little speed questions. Okay. Right now, what is your favourite song?
Oh, don't think about it too much. Okay, it is a Aaliyah bootleg by a guy named Connor Q.
Sick.
It's Are You That Somebody bootlegged. Oh, I think I listened to it about 40 times a day. That was my favorite song. Also, really like Moshers by Sota.
Yes, I'm obsessed with Sota right now.
I love that
I bought
release.
the dub pack and I've just love it. Moshers is my favourite.
So good. And he just released a mix.
No, that's available to buy.
Release, yeah.
Wow.
What did you say, sorry? He just released?
He released this mix, Forces Volume 2.
Didn't we listen to that in the car?
We did, yes.
Very good.
It's so good.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's like track list, all IDs.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
I know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Favourite producer right now?
Favorite producer, Underground, like GLM, and then also Vibe Chemistry. They just released a bunch of tracks on DNB All Stars.
Cool.
Listen to them.
Yeah,
Gravity, and there's another one. Really cool. Really like them.
Mad. I have to check it out.
Yeah.
What has been your favourite set from like an international that you've seen recently, or like in the last year?
Oh, that's a tough one. International I've seen recently. Who have I seen recently? Is the question.
We've had AMC, Turno, K9, Danielle, Inja, Culture Shock, Dimension. Oh, we're very lucky, aren't we?
Yeah, we've
Heavy.
literally had so many goodies. A lot of people didn't like him, but Netsky was awesome. It was really, I don't know, it was a cool experience because I got to support him, so I think that was, like, I'm biased, but someone who I've literally listened to when I was like 8 years old, like,
oh wow,
like listening to him for a long time, his older like dubstep stuff and everything. So it was pretty cool.
That must have been so cool to support him. And
Yeah, it felt like, some things feel a bit like full circle. I got to support Conductor as well, and that felt very like full circle, starting
like a
out.
garage producer.
Yeah, bassline, speed garage type stuff.
Speed garage is a new one to me.
Yeah, I love it. It's like the old school garage, basically. Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Trigger doesn't like it.
He doesn't
Not
like
a fan of speed garage.
I guess not. What is your favourite venue in Perth?
Has to be the sewing room, or the sewing room. I like the basement vibe.
Yeah, I like the sewing room as well. Yeah,
It's a fun place to play.
Yeah.
Oh, grumpy.
He can come over here if he wants.
You want to go?
I think. Go on.
You go see a new friend?
Yeah, I really. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I really like playing at the sewing room.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
guys?
good
What's your
vibe.
favourite?
I mean,
Record Rooftop is sick for a day party.
Yeah, okay. I've never played.
It's just such a vibe.
yeah, it's sick. The court.
Wait, you never did a Sunday sesh?
No, I never did Sunday Stash.
Oh, sorry.
So good.
Do a Sunday sesh. Oh, because we got you on for the Frio Social one. Did we? No.
I was there, but I played Bunker, the first Bunker.
That's right. The Bunker.
Oh.
And
Actually, Rosemount for Embr and Friends.
Yes.
That has to be one of my definitely like highlights. That was such a good show.
that was a vibe.
That was awesome.
like literally hands down one of my favorite gigs I've ever played and been to.
Really?
Wow.
It was just
Mad.
special. It was just like right after COVID, and a lot had changed, a lot had happened.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure like how long we were going to have events back for as well. So it was like go all out, just like have a sick night.
Yeah.
Because we could go back into
Out
lockdown.
room, and
Yeah.
the lights were crazy, and I don't know. We had like what 3 months or something, 4 months of collecting music. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it would have been
was really
just
cool.
over 4 months.
Yeah.
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 It's crazy.
I love that. I love that that's one of your favourite events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
cool.
so cool.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's
It just
rad.
came together so well. It's like one of those events that, you know how sometimes in your career, like you kind of lose momentum or you're just not in the mood for things as much. And then you have a gig like that really brings everything back together for you.
Yeah.
That was like one of those moments.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Actually,
That's
I've just
awesome.
remembered my favourite venue. Probably is my favourite. The upstairs of the court.
Oh, yeah. No one does any gigs there.
I know.
It's
I
so
really want to
sick.
run events there, but the minimum bar spend is just too risky.
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like
the
it's
thing
the
is,
same.
yeah.
It's the same for the upstairs
Yeah.
as the main part of the court. And
The
it's like,
upstairs is sick, actually, because
It's
it's
so
got
cool.
that
like the little
outside.
courtyard
Yeah.
area.
and like
I love
booths, and it's got like bathrooms right there. It's got
Yeah.
Yeah.
what, 2 bars?
Yeah,
yeah.
Or it's like one long wraparound.
Massive.
Yeah, it's like inside
Yeah.
and outside.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, I've played upstairs there 2 times, and yeah, really
Yeah,
good
it's just-
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like they got the void system up there as well.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, if you have that minimum bar spend, you may as well do it in the main area of the court.
That's it.
Which is, I think,
Yeah.
why no one does anything up there. At least not in
Yeah.
our scene, anyway.
Yeah,
Which is a
these
shame.
were house gigs I played. So
Oh, cool.
right.
like Habitat. Can't remember who was the headliner, but I played upstairs there, and yeah,
Was that,
really,
like,
really cool.
Just the upstairs or the whole venue?
The whole venue.
Yeah, that's
They had all the rooms
sick.
going.
Oh.
So yeah,
That'd be so cool.
fun.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
it's yeah.
This is pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just cool having like all the different vibes going.
Yeah.
I like lots
That
of
would have been
rooms.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Because then
multi-stage events.
you
Yeah.
don't get like bored.
It's not
and-
stagnant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got like attention deficit disorder, then you can just
think
kind of
probably
bounce
90%
between all
is still-
three.
Yeah, I like having lots of places to sit.
yeah.
My back hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanna-
Oh my god, me too.
Oh.
For me, my legs. It's my legs.
Yes,
Always
knees.
fucking hurt. More the muscles for me. Like
Yeah, next day you feel like you've
Oh
actually
my
worked
God.
out.
Magnesium tablets help.
Yes, definitely. It reminds me of when you and I played back to back for Blender. My back was hurting so damn bad, and I literally I bent down and I was like, "Oh, my back hurts," and I look, and Camille was right there, and he took a photo of me. And that's actually my profile picture on Facebook. I was like,
Oh, that one, yeah.
"Yeah, that was funny." That old.
No.
Yeah, I just get a sore back every now and then at events.
Yeah,
It's really annoying.
yeah,
The joys of getting old.
yeah, for sure.
We're so old.
On the flip side, I think I already know the answer to this one. What's
Yes.
your least favourite
I think
venue?
it's gonna be the same for all three of us.
Oh, least favorite? Gilkinson's?
Yeah.
We were actually talking about that earlier today.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's funny though, because whatever happened to Gilkinson's? It's not really a place anymore.
It's a dance studio normally.
Yeah.
And I think there was a bunch of promoters that used to
Yeah.
use it. Basement was
Shift.
one. I don't know if I ever did.
UK Garage.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
guess.
Cool.
It was only
yeah,
running for a while.
it's not a terrible venue, but
It's just the sound.
very dingy, and the sound in there sucks because it's such
There's
a
no
huge
real
room.
stage as well.
Yeah, it's kind of it's just not built to be a club style venue.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Yeah.
There's no lighting.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any
No.
party lighting. And the last gig that we played there, the photos that we got, there's just this shitty half a curtain behind us and a whole bunch of shit
Yeah.
stored behind the
Yeah.
the decks.
Yeah.
And it's just so ghetto. Just cover it with the curtain, right?
Yeah, and when we played, there was a crazy delay between
Yep.
the mixer
Yeah.
and the actual booth. Was there even a booth monitor?
Nah.
between
Probably
the
not. Not for me.
I think there was
Fuck, that's so.
I think there was a booth, but
But
there was a
it
delay between the headphone queue and the booth monitor.
Yeah.
Which was
a half
what the
a
fuck?
second,
They should be
half a
exactly
second
the
to a second.
same.
Yeah.
That
so
was
beat matching was impossible.
Yeah, that was literally one of the hardest beat matching experiences for me ever, was playing in that room. And it was so echoey that it was I don't actually even think anyone's going to notice if it's terribly beat matched, because it was
Yeah.
man, listening to it, I was ugh. I didn't want to double drop anything. You just, I don't know, it
Yeah.
sounded very
Yeah.
reverb. It sounded
Yeah,
very
because it's
reverb.
just a 3-story
yeah.
Just noise.
high
Yeah.
room.
And people who recorded videos when I was playing there, it sounds just the same. It sounds
Yeah.
like you've literally got reverb all the way on your channel. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. 0 points for Gilkison's.
Yeah.
trying to think of a good thing about Gilkison's?
The size is good.
But that's also it's to its detriment because
Not size as in the height, but like
the venue.
size of the stage.
like you can fit a lot of people in there.
I actually don't think I can think of any good things about it, and that's really terrible.
The smokers area is so tiny.
Oh my god, it's like the size of this room.
It's-
like
It's
not
loud.
far
So
off it,
bad.
honestly.
It's loud without good sound as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
The stairs, the bar it's not a real bar.
no.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. One good thing. I got it. They sell Powerade there.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's actually a good idea. I don't know if
Yeah.
many places do that, but
Jackrabbit Slims does those power raves
Yeah.
or something.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Powerade and vodka or some shit. It's great.
That's pretty funny.
awesome.
It's very tasty.
fuck yeah.
All right, go Gilkinson's for Powerade.
Woo!
Well,
Let's put some.
Her lip is stuck. Her lip is like a little bit like that.
love that.
Oh, she smells.
Yeah. Who's your favourite Perth DJ? In any genre?
In any.
Or one of your favourite Perth DJs?
That's really hard. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're out of the equation, so you don't have to worry about hurting our feelings.
You
Anyone
weren't
but
even
us.
considered. No, I'm kidding.
I know, I just needed to save my ego there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's a really tough question because there's a lot of people that I really like. Do you know who actually, someone I saw this year for the first time ever was Gran Calavera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. At the court?
Yeah, I think I was with you guys actually. Really cool song
Yeah.
selection. I never saw him playing out in my time.
I don't think he had played for a while before that gig.
Yeah.
He lived in the UK for a few years there. So
Oh.
he's
Oh, yeah,
originally
that's
from
right.
Perth.
Yeah.
Lived in the UK. I think maybe Bristol. Don't quote me on
Yeah.
that. But yeah, and then came back recently.
Yeah, okay, that explains it. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
He used to play a lot of GKM gigs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sick.
then, also really like Mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, love his production style as well. Two more, Illicit and SK.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
One or two.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
legends.
Yeah.
Legends.
Great people, great DJs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
I think just being a nice person goes a long way as well.
definitely.
Yeah.
And being enjoyable to be around. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah. Who is, name an international that you would love to support that you haven't supported before?
Oh, do you know what? Tono would be massive.
Yes.
Love Tono. That'd be sick.
Same.
Someone I haven't supported. Maybe like people more in my line. Like I've had quite a lot of massive international gigs that have been not very like my style. Like for instance, Netsky. Like I love Netsky. I love listening to him, but it's not close to my style at all. So,
You can't say boo because you already supported him.
I know, you knew. I was literally
But, like,
boo, but on
you
better
got ripped off a bit on that
circumstances.
one, so-
yeah, boo not for 30 minutes back to back.
Not for 15 minutes.
Yeah, essentially.
Worth of
15
music.
minutes.
I played 6 songs.
I've never seen that before.
It may as well have been a house set.
Literally, might as well have been half of my house set. But
Half an hour back to back.
That's cheeky.
yeah, imagine finding that out the day of the event. Oh wait, I did.
Yeah, that is a classic move.
I still haven't really answered the question because I don't really know.
Yeah, you said Turno. How have you supported Turno?
Yeah. Turno.
No.
No, I didn't
you
support
haven't
Turno.
supported-
No,
yeah.
sorry, I didn't even hear that. I was just
No, that
thinking.
was
Turno.
Entropy, Renzuki, and
I can't,
Who was
I can't remember.
after Ren?
I can't remember.
Oh, this is bad.
Help me.
There's just been a lot of gigs lately. I
Yeah.
guess, so.
Yeah, there's been a lot of gigs.
Who was after Ren?
Oh, Defier?
I was thinking Defier, but
I don't know.
Blackout?
I don't think he did that one.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
I could just look it up.
Sorry, I actually want to look it up because I'm feeling like
My phone is currently filming, so I cannot.
really bad.
Thank God for that.
Sorry.
Just
We're
Entropy?
terrible
entertain yourselves for a
people.
little bit while we find
Oh,
out.
maybe
Oh,
it
it
was
was
only
just
them
them.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
I
it was
literally
Brucey.
just... Yeah, because it was
Oh,
Turner.
yeah.
You're not forgettable, whoever it
Turner,
is.
K9 and Bruce.
Well,
It just occurred to me at that moment.
sorry, we got there now.
Yeah,
Hey,
just
yeah.
a bunch of lone brain cells just smashing together.
Just neurons firing.
Just
Figuring
trying.
it out.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? So that's who you would like to support.
Oh,
who
wait.
would you-
Also, with that, Monroe, Alex Perez.
No, here we go.
yeah.
Here we go.
Just a couple of people. Yeah, supporting Alex Perez would be like, I think, the dream of every Perth drum and bass DJ.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Everyone in this room.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be sick.
Whoever brings him over, you know.
Sure.
Back to that.
That'd be a fucking vibe.
That would be fun.
That'd be
I
sick.
do love Alex Perez, but I don't
Yeah.
think that.
It's an Embr vibe.
No, I like to play. I mean, I could play like a deeper set, but I enjoy
Who's your all time
the
then?
most heavier jump up sets. Like who I'd like to support. Annex.
Oh,
It's got to be Annex.
good choice. Yeah.
Fucking love Annex.
K Motions. I'd like to support Suki. That would be cool. Something like gnarly jump up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
New
definitely
elements.
not. Yes.
That'd be sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else jump up. There's someone Dominator, but R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
But
Loving all the stuff that's still coming out.
yes,
even
the
though-
remixes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the new remix pack. There's been a couple of originals as well.
Yeah.
Like collabs.
Yeah.
So cool to see that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that must be really nice for the people that worked with him and knew him as well,
Yeah.
to be able to finish those tunes and put them
Yeah.
out. That's so cool.
Yeah. Definitely be tough to do as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
God.
Who do you want to support?
Fuck.
You already supported your idol.
Yeah, like I supported T.I. That was like such a highlight.
Yeah.
And
That's
Upgrade
crazy.
and
Yeah. Upgrade, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Upgrade is sick.
That put me on the spot.
Never thought about it either.
This is hard.
Isn't that bad? I've never thought about who's like the number one I want to support.
Yeah.
Oh, Enai.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he'd
you know.
That would
sick.
be unreal. He's also Russian, so
Ooh,
I think it'd only be fair.
edgy.
We were supposed to
Crazy.
support Emperor, and I was really excited about
Oh
that.
yeah.
And you didn't? COVID?
No, well, no, this was before COVID.
I
He,
remember hearing about this.
Yeah, I think he said he had like a panic attack or something at the airport,
Yeah.
and he was like suffering from like mental health issues, so he couldn't make it,
Yeah.
which really sucked.
That is really shit.
Yeah, not only
Poor
just to
guy.
like not be able to support him, but like to know that he wasn't in a good place. It was like
It was that
it
bad.
made the
Yeah.
night kind of like weird. Yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of times that's happened, like, or something just very grim's happened, and you go to an event, and it's like to put that to the back of
Yeah.
your mind is a bit challenging.
yeah.
Well, the last gig before lockdown, this Sarah Ninja gig, I was on the lineup for that, so it was like
Yeah.
a huge deal for me. And then
Oh, that would've
COVID
hurt.
kind of had been
Yeah.
around, but
It was like
That was when
we
it was
knew
getting
that, I think
big.
we knew that lockdowns were coming.
it was imminent. Yeah,
After
it was
that
like
weekend?
I think they
Yeah,
announced
I
that
remember
like
that.
the Sunday midnight was when lockdown was going to hit, or something.
Yeah.
Monday midnight. So
Or
it was,
really
it was a
different.
weird vibe in
Yeah.
the club, and it was pretty relatively empty because obviously a lot of people were scared,
Yeah.
didn't want to go out. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was like
That was
pretty
like,
shit.
Serum's one of my favorite producers as well, and I was so excited for that gig, and it was just like, wow, like just gig after gig, amazing people were being brought. And then I remember I was like really unwell at that point in time, and I didn't want to like jeopardize maybe like getting sick or anything like that, so
Yeah.
I sold my tickets last minute, and that was very like Because I think at that point in time, everyone was like quite scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the hell?
It was the weirdest vibe being in the club, and
Yeah.
everyone you could see were kind of looking around
No
each
one's
other.
really
like,
comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just a spooky night.
Yeah.
It was weird.
And it sucks because that would have been such a big gig as well.
Yeah, like fuck, super excited to play.
Yeah.
And it was still a great gig.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even more so for like Sarah Meninja going all the way around the world.
And they
it's
had
just-
to like quarantine or something when they were back.
Yeah.
Or they were
Yeah.
like stuck
Yeah,
or something.
they
I remember
did.
there was some drama.
Yeah, I remember.
something like that.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm not going to name any names, but there was this one girl who I watched make out with 3 different people that night. And this was just before COVID, or when everyone was scared of COVID. And I was like, what the fuck is this person doing? And then this person came up to Harley and was getting all up in Harley's face.
And you're like, don't you realize there's a pandemic going on right now? Like,
Literally, I had to tell her to back off. But like, yeah.
crazy, hey.
Yeah, it was a really weird time, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Reckless.
That was before we knew anything about COVID as well. That was like early or mid-March
Yeah, that
2020.
was, yeah.
So.
And, I was supposed to play a gig that day as well, actually. It was like some festival, and they were like, no, we can't do any festivals.
Yeah.
Some like minor festival.
we had a gig lined up for the end of March.
Yeah,
We were like,
DJ,
so
hybrid, yeah.
can we still go ahead, or like,
Yeah.
we're like, is there any way we can make this happen? But obviously not.
What a
And then there was
time.
like, we ended up announcing that we were cancelling that gig.
Yeah.
And then the gig with Kaz was supposed to go ahead.
Yeah.
And Tez hit me up and was like, hey, you want to play this gig? And I was like, we just had to cancel our DJ hybrid gig. I don't think I can,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't think I can go and play a gig when I've just had
Yeah.
to cancel.
I was on that lineup.
Yeah.
And they asked if I wanted to play like an extended set. And I was like, look, right now, I don't even want to play.
Yeah.
And it's like, it
didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right, yeah. That was so interesting. I lost, the Kaz gig. I was meant to play my first Inhibit gig, which was Culture Shock last year, and that was like pretty crushing at the time.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, I actually had a song I wanted to play out for the first time as well.
Damn.
Cry. But it is what it is.
Yeah. And now we're
Gigs come
smashing
and
it.
go. Yeah,
Now we're smashing it. And
for
Fuck
sure.
yeah, Perth.
really have to hope that Sydney don't fuck it up for us. They're at like 319 cases
I
today.
know. Oh, it's insane.
Insane. Anyway, let's not make this a COVID discussion.
Oh, yeah. Fuck no.
I don't think there's been a podcast yet where we haven't touched on it.
But you don't have a conversation now without touching on it.
Yeah. Camera just turned itself off.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
fuck.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Stupid camera.
Thank you so much for joining us today
Thank you for
and
having me.
talking everything controversial and
Yes.
important and
Yeah,
stupid as well.
for sure.
And putting up with the dogs.
Oh, no, they're too cute. Don't have to put up with them. Well,
Keeping
yeah.
it warm right now. Though.
Is there anything you've got coming up that you want to plug at the moment, or do you have any music that you're thinking about releasing?
I don't know if there's anything so much I want to plug, because I guess with COVID, there's been like a couple things that have been a bit, spanner in the works, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just in general excited for the future, excited for where things are going. I have one song and one bootleg that are pretty close to being done.
Awesome.
So I want to aim to get those out this year, maybe.
Yay.
Hopefully, I'm hoping. I think it's just going to be so overwhelming to, I guess, share things with people. But I guess it always is at the beginning. But,
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll
That's
get those
exciting.
finished.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll all love it.
Well, just pretend at least. Just like it on SoundCloud at least.
We will.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not too many gigs in the works at the moment, but That's okay.
They will be coming.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Don't want to say that backwards.
That's right. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's me.
Alrighty. The camera's not on us at the moment, but thanks everybody for listening and watching.
Thanks.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Woo.
Yeah.
Bye.
It should be the.
I was trying to get the.
Yeah.
No, that's not. Yay. Woo. Thank you, Oh Lana.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Bye.
Bye.